Thank you for participating in our September webinar series. My name is Glad and I'll be the moderator for today. We'll be discussing on the topic incident monitoring and fault management. And our speaker, Mr. Sistus Ezudoye, will be taking us on this critical topic. If you have at the end of this discussion, you can drop the question in the chat box or you can signify by raising up your hand and you'll be unmuted. So without any further delay, I'll be handing over to the speaker, Mr. Sistus, who is a Knockly. Mr. Sistus, over to you.
My name is Sistus Ezudoye, and we'll be discussing incident monitoring and fault management. Like I earlier said, it's a topic that resonates with everybody, being into telecom network operation center, etc. It's a topic that cannot be overemphasized. Incident monitoring and fault management. Introduction. What is the difference between incidents and faults and the understanding of both? What are the best practices in incident monitoring? What are the fault management strategies? Number 5, real-world scenarios and the best practices. Number 6, what are the tools and technologies for incident monitoring and fault management? So introducing us to incident monitoring and fault management. In today's increasing complex and interconnected digital landscape, organizations rely heavily on network infrastructure for smooth operations and service delivery. However, it's important to note that network incidents, disruptions, and faults are inevitable. Just like I earlier said, the topic cannot be overemphasized because we cannot escape or evade incidents, disruptions, and faults within our IT or network infrastructure. Hence, effective monitoring and fault management are critical to ensuring minimal downtime, maintaining performance, and optimizing network resilience. This topic, however, also equips IT professionals, network administrators, and decision makers with the knowledge and tools needed to efficiently manage network incidents and faults, thereby ensuring stability and reliability of their network systems. So having this in mind, we'll go straight to the key components of incident monitoring. There are 5 key components, and I would like to remind us that incident monitoring, once again, is the continuous process of tracking, detecting, and managing issues within the network or IT infrastructure to ensure smooth operations and minimize disruptions. Putting in place an effective incident monitoring allows organizations to identify network anomalies, performance degradations, or security breaches in real time, enabling rapid response and resolutions. The 5 key components of incident monitoring are the real-time alerts, proactive monitoring, event correlation, root cause identification, and performance metrics. By real-time alerts, it means that automated systems generate alerts whenever performance metrics deviate from predefined thresholds. For every organization, there are predefined thresholds on what their performance indexes are. It varies from sector to sector, organization to organization, and company to company. So what are those performance metrics in your organization with the predefined threshold to know when your performance is above the threshold, within the threshold, or below the threshold? You get real-time alerts if you have in place an effective incident monitoring tool like we have here in Zoracom. And this will help you to respond immediately to potential issues. It takes us to proactive monitoring. Proactive monitoring means a 247, 365 monitoring of your devices, servers. By 247, I mean 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Monitoring is non-stop. It's an all-round-the-clock event. And this will help to detect incidents before they impact on your end users or your critical operations. It takes us to event correlation. You must have monitoring tools that analyze multiple data sources, correlating events to distinguish between minor glitches and major incidents, thereby requiring immediate attention. Then to root cause identification, the fourth component of incident monitoring. This enables the underlying cause of incidents. Your monitoring systems aiding you in faster and more efficient troubleshooting. If you're able to identify the cause with the right monitoring tool, you will have efficient troubleshooting, thereby reducing your downtime and preventing reoccurrence. By downtime, we mean the time the incident happens, and also to prevent future recurrence. Because the lesser incidents you have, the more effective your IT infrastructure, the more effective your servers or your network infrastructure. And finally, performance metrics. What are the key performance indicators, also known as KPIs? Your monitoring tools should and will be able to track those key performance indexes. Examples are uptime, latency, temperature, packet loss, etc. All in a view or in a bid to have a comprehensive view of your network health. Dear friends, it's not only human beings that have health issues. Our network infrastructures also needs to be checked for an overall network health. And this only can be achieved through an effective incident monitoring and fault management. And we are going to discuss that in detail. So what are incidents and what are faults? Incidents refers to any unplanned disruption or reduction in the quality of a service that affects normal operation of IT systems. Incidents results in downtime, like I earlier explained, or a degraded experience for users or customers. And this requires immediate attention to restore normalcy. While faults is a specific error or malfunction of a hardware, software, or network component that causes or contributes to incidents. So it simply means that fault leads to incidents. Fault is the underlying technical issue that leads to incidents. And this needs to be properly diagnosed and repaired to prevent recurring problems. So the key difference, let's bear this in mind as we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, that incident is the visible disruption or service impact, while fault is the root technical cause behind the incident. This takes us to the right strategies for early detection and rapid response to incidents. There are strategies, a couple of them out there, but we'll be looking at the 10 key strategies to enable your organization, your teams, your IT teams, your technical teams to early detect and engage in rapid response to incidents. This will help them to detect issues early and also mitigate potential issues. The first proactive strategy is to implement what we call proactive monitoring system. I will be discussing the strategies and their accruing benefits. There are compatible benefits that comes with each strategy. Using real-time automated monitoring tools, like we have here in Zoracom, constantly track network performance, your hardware health, and application status. And the accruing benefits is that it helps you to enable early detection of anomalies. This is very important. For instance, if this is 2 p.m. and an incident happens, your monitoring tool should be able to detect and report 2 p.m. incidents and not a 2:10 or 2:15 or 2:30, 30 minutes after the incident has happened. Real time. And we have the right monitoring tool here. in Zoracom, which we'll discuss later in this discourse. The second strategy is setting up alerts with thresholds and severity levels. Configuring alerts based on predefined thresholds for key performance metrics, KPIs, as earlier explained, such as CPU load, memory utilization, network traffic, etc. Categorizing these alerts by severity is also key and important. Every incident has its severity level. We have the critical severity, which is the highest, followed by a major severity, a minor severity, the warning, and the informational severities. And the categorizations are as follows. Priority 1, P1 is for critical incidents. P2 is for major incidents. P3 is for minor incidents. P4 for warning incidents, and P5 for informational incidents. So depending on the severity of the incident that occurs in your organization, your team should be able to know what to prioritize at every point in time. If there is a critical incident and a major incident and a minor incident down at the same time, the critical incident should be given higher priority, P1. That should be resolved because it has a lot of hubs, it's hubbing a lot of issues, a lot of other links or network elements. For instance, a backbone is down and it's hubbing 50 other network elements, and you have a minor incident that is hubbing only 5. You are not going to leave the 50 incidents down, going to attend to the one hubbing 5. So that is what we mean here by setting up alerts with severity levels. It's very important in incident monitoring and fault management. You have to follow the severity level. And that takes us to leveraging predictive analytics and AI. Your threshold-based issues must utilize machine learning and AI-powered analytics tools. This will help them to analyze historical data, and the essence is to predict potential failures or incidents. And the accruing benefits is that predictive models identify patterns and trends. You will have trends over time, trends of events, vis-a-vis use of predictive analytics, providing opportunities for preemptive actions. The first strategy is centralized logging and event correlation. This strategy simply involves having a centralized logging system that collects logs from sources, various sources. It can be your servers, your applications, your networks. There should be log of events vis-a-vis ticketing platform. For every incident that happens must be logged, must be stored. And this correlates events to identify root cause faster. Over time, you're able to do your root cause identification and your root cause analysis, RCA, so that in future occurrence, you're able to know what caused this incident in the previous times and how to mitigate future occurrence. The fifth strategy is automating incident response with runbooks. This strategy explains having automated runbooks created for common incidents and faults. By runbooks, we mean a record of processes, due processes, used in resolving issues, incidents, and faults. These predefined workflows helps to automate your response, such as restarting services or triggering a failover system. What is the benefit of this fifth strategy? It helps and allows for quicker resolution of known issues, and also helps in reducing your downtime, the time you use or involved in resolving issues, ensuring that you resolve those issues within the MTTR, the mean time to resolve, and also meeting up with your SLA, the service level agreements you made with your customers or service providers. It takes us to the sixth strategy for early detection and rapid response, which is implementing redundancy and failover systems. Using a redundancy and failover mechanism for critical systems ensures that you have a backup system or server that automatically takes over in the event of a fault. What this means is when your primary link or your primary route is down, there must be a backup system or a secondary route so that the entire IT infrastructure or your network infrastructure is not totally down. The backup system will keep traffic on, bring about business continuity while the critical issue is being resolved. And once that is resolved, it routes back to your primary route. So there is always and there must always be a backup system. It's one of the strategies to avoid complete network failure within your IT infrastructure. It takes us to the seventh strategy, creating incident escalation paths, or what we call escalation matrix and on-call rotations. This strategy involves establishing a clear incident escalation path with designated teams or individuals for different types of incidents. There are stakeholders. There must be an escalation matrix. When A happens, who do we escalate to? With real-time alerts. Your engineers or your IT team must receive escalations. The field service engineers or your on-site team, irrespective of what you use. So, and there are levels, hierarchical structure within the escalation matrix. This is what it is explaining. There are different individuals or teams for different types of incidents. That must be in place. And implementing an all-call rotation for all round-the-clock incident handling. I've said that earlier on. Incident handling and monitoring is a 24/7, 365 activity. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There must not be any vacuum in incident monitoring and fault management. The eighth strategy is performing regular incident drills and simulations. This strategy involves conducting regular incident response drills and simulations. Drills, you must have your team performing disaster recovery system outage practice within a controlled environment. This prepares your team for real-world scenarios so that when it happens in real time, they will be able to adapt, escalate, troubleshoot, and resolve within the MTTR. And that is the benefit, helping your teams to minimize mistakes during actual events. And the ninth strategy, using dynamic dashboards and real-time reporting. The strategy creates dynamic dashboards. There must be dynamic dashboard that provides real-time visibility into your performance, incidents, and faults, ensuring that your reporting tools can provide up-to-minute insights on ongoing incidents. Like earlier explained, up-to-minute, real-time. There mustn't be any gap. If it's happening now, it's happening now. The time must show the exact time it happened. This will help to mitigate and reduce your downtime and make sure you resolve within your SLA, your service level agreement. And that's the benefit. Real-time visibility allows your teams to act on developing issues before they escalate. Before they escalate into issues that will affect your operations or have heavy impact on your end users or customers, as the case may be. And also enables your team in faster decision making. And the 10th strategy, the final strategy here, is post-incident reviews, what we call the PIR, and continuous improvements. After incidents have been resolved, there must be post-incident review. This has been resolved. What do we do? How do we review these incidents? There must conduct a post-incident review PIR to assess the root cause. Do a root cause identification and a root cause analysis, the effectiveness of this response, and what areas that requires improvement. PIR analysis provides insights into gaps in monitoring and response strategies, and it allows your team or your organization for continuous improvement and prevention of future occurrence. So dear friends, having discussed the 10 strategies, we are going to look at some real-world scenarios and application of best practices in incident monitoring and fault management. I'm going to be mentioning 2 real-world scenarios here, but we'll discuss in the only one for sake of time. The first real-world scenario is sudden network outage at a data center. And the second real-world scenario is a performance degradation taking place in a cloud-based application. These are 2 real-world scenarios amongst many. So looking at sudden network outage at a data center in your organization, within your IT environment, you will see that real-world scenarios can help to prevent outages, reduce your downtime, and minimize the impact on business operations. What is the first step in incident monitoring when this happens, a network outage happens at a data center? The first step, proactive step, is proactive monitoring. Monitoring must be proactive, such that your real-time network monitoring tools, like we have here in Zoracom, we have a StableNet solution. We also have the Miro SM, Miro Service Management Solution. This detects outages immediately through alert systems that monitor uptime and network traffic patterns. And it takes us to the second step, automated alerts. Threshold-based alerts are triggered when network traffic drops significantly, automatically notifying the on-call team, or your on-site team, or your field service team, depending on what nomenclature you call your team. This will take place via our solution, the Miro solution and the StableNet solutions. Your teams will receive real-time automated alerts that there is a network failure between point A to B, fiber core between A to B to C to D. So whatever it is, there's a network outage at location A, real-time alerts are triggered, and incident escalation paths, which are automatically assigned a high priority status, escalating to the appropriate network engineers who are equipped to handle such outages. So there must be a standby team that receives these incident escalations, and they jump into action without much ado. And it takes them to root cause analysis and root cause identification. After resolving the issue, logs collected by Miro solution or any other solution you are using, but Miro solution is the best out there, dear friends. This is used for root cause analysis, resolving the outage that was caused by a failed router configuration change. The team creates preventive measures for future incidents. And it takes us to redundancy and failover. A failover system reroutes the traffic through a backwalk network, like earlier explained, to ensure service continuity and business continuity while the primary issue is resolved. So when you have a critical issue, a primary issue down, being resolved, you don't have any fear, no cause for alarm, because there's a backup system that will ensure continuity and your business continuity while the primary issue is being resolved. And that we have with our solution here in Zoracom. And it takes us to the outcome or the summary. The incidents detected early, minimizing downtime to just a few minutes, thanks to automated alerts and proactive monitoring. Root causes are identified and mitigated to prevent reoccurrence. And the second real-world scenario, like I earlier said, I'm just going to read out the steps for want of time. When you have a performance degradation, by degradation we mean reduction in quality in a cloud-based application. The first step is predictive analytics to your real-time monitoring, to creation of a dynamic dashboard, to automation of scaling, the fourth strategy here, and finally the outcome and the incident communication, where the communication tools like Miro are used to coordinate between the development operations and the support teams and ensuring rapid resolution. It means the Miro solution is cross-vendor, irrespective of your existing IT infrastructure. So, ladies and gentlemen, this takes us to the Miro solution. I've been mentioning this, and here we are. Let's quickly look at what the Miro solution is all about. It's our automated observability service management tool, which has 3 key qualities: monitoring, visibility, and reporting. It's going to help you to monitor your incidents, gives you visibility into your entire IT infrastructure or network infrastructure, and helps you to generate required reports. You want the reports in Excel format, you want them via email, via SMS, PDF, whatever form you want it. The Miro solution guarantees you that. Has been giving that to our existing customers, and we implore you to key into the Miro solution to enjoy this incident monitoring tool, which is an automated network and service management solution tool that offers end-to-end observability into your entire network infrastructure and automates response to prevent hotspots and thereby preventing outright service failures. The Miro solution is also a cross-technology and cross-vendor solution. So irrespective of what service you render, are you in Telco, in ISP, internet service provider, in SaaS, in cloud, fintech, financial technology? Are you a data center person? Are you into IoT, Internet of Things, etc.? The Miro solution helps you to gain digital value across all touch points. And finally, it guarantees your organization 100% uptime and performance, which are the hallmark of an excellent, reliable service and quality delivery. So we also have additional advantages, which are discovery and inventory, can help you to discover new devices and take inventory of existing or newly acquired devices. You want to engage in performance management, to know the performance of your IT infrastructure, performance of your KPIs. You want to know devices that are performing within the thresholds or below the thresholds. The Miro solution guarantees that. Also, it guarantees fault management and root cause analysis, as earlier mentioned, and also network configuration and change management. So in summary, dear friends, irrespective of what IT service you render, are you into telecom or whatever, incident monitoring and fault management cannot be overemphasized and involves implementing the right tools, such as our Miro solution, to help to monitor and support your activities, addressing your operational challenges, and enhancing your core IT processes. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, dear friends, for making our time to work with me in discussing this very important topic, incident monitoring and fault management. So I leave the floor to questions and contributions. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, Mr. Sistus, for that insightful delivery. Now it's time for questions. If you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or you can signify by raising up your hand. Now we have a question from Ms. Faith. She's asking, what are the most common challenges organizations face when implementing proactive incident monitoring? And how can this be overcome?
Okay, the most common challenges organizations face in incident monitoring and fault management. The most common challenge is leveraging on the right monitoring tool. What are the types of tools the organization is using? They must be able to use monitoring tool, just like the Miro solution we have here in Zoracom, a tool that triggers real-time alerts, a tool that does incident escalation paths escalating to the right stakeholders. So leveraging on the right tool is the most common challenge. And the way to mitigate it is getting the right tool, which we have here in Zoracom, our Miro solution, our Miro SM, Miro Service Management Solution. Thank you for that question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sistus, for that answer. Ms. Faith, I hope that has answered your question. We also have another very important question from Mr. Wenga Adepoju. He's asking, how is Zoracom exploring power utility grid monitoring? Can you give us more insight to this question?
How is Zoracom exploring power utility?
How is Zoracom exploring power utility grid monitoring?
Power utility grid monitoring.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like I earlier said during the discourse, power utility grid monitoring, we have the right tool here. We have the StableNet solution and we have the Miro solution, which I'm not going to mention the name, which one of the biggest telecom service providers in Nigeria, in Cote d'Ivoire, and some West African countries have bought into and they are using. So monitoring power grid is not an issue. It gives the real time, we have real time alerts. Once you have our Miro solution, vis-a-vis SNMP configuration, the rest is history. If he needs more clarifications, he can contact us from our email address on the screen, and we'll take it up from there. Thank you, Mr. Gbenga, for that question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sistus, for that answer. We also have another question. We have two more questions. Another question from Mr. Tole. How can organizations prioritize incidents effectively to ensure that critical faults are addressed first without overwhelming their incident response teams?
How can organizations prioritize incidents? Yes, this was discussed earlier. The only way and the best way for organizations to prioritize incidents is by knowing and creating a severity level. And this must be passed down to the organization's IT team, to every stakeholder involved. Every incident must have a severity level. There are critical incidents. There are those classified as major incidents. After critical incidents, there is minor incident, the third type of incident. There is a warning incident and informational incident. So having categorized them, then you must put a priority level. For critical incidents, the priority is P1. It has the highest priority. So no matter what is happening within your network infrastructure or your IT space, when you have a critical incident issue, you must attend to it first. You prioritize it first. Escalate, troubleshoot, and resolve within the mean time to resolve, the MTTR, before you move into a major incident, then down to a minor incident. And every team involved must be trained and made to adhere strictly to this. With this, you will not overwhelm your team, like he asked in his question. Categorization of severity and having a hierarchy of priority. Those are the two key ways: severity, categorization, and hierarchy prioritization. Thank you for that question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sistus. One more question to round up for today. What role does automation play in reducing response times and improving the efficiency of incident management? Can you briefly tell us the answer to this question?
Okay, the role automation plays in incident monitoring. The role cannot be overemphasized. Without automation, you are not going to have real-time alerts. You are not going to have real-time monitoring. With automation, you receive real-time alerts of incidents, which will enable your team to escalate properly within the meantime to resolve, like I earlier said, help the troubleshooting team to troubleshoot appropriately, do their root cause identification and analysis, and reducing downtime, because that is what is important. If you have an issue that should be resolved within 20 minutes, it should not take 1 hour. But when without automation, an issue happens 3 p.m. today, and you are getting to know about it 3:30 or 4 p.m., you have already lost 30 minutes to 1 hour, a time you are supposed to use in resolving the issue. So automation is key in ensuring that you receive the right real-time incident monitoring and fault management. So it cannot be overemphasized. It plays a very key role. And our monitoring tool here is automated solution, like I earlier explained. It's cross-vendor and it's cross-technology. So no matter the existing IT infrastructure, and no matter the existing monitoring tool you have in your organization, our Miro and stableness solutions are compatible with it. We've done this over time for several customers, and we are willing to do it with you. I employ you key into our solution, contact us today, and we have the discourse on how to assist you in your incident monitoring and fault management. Thank you for that question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sistus, for all the answers to the question. It has been a very insightful section. If there are no more questions, this will draw us to the end of this month's webinar. If you have any more concerns or inquiries about the solution that was mentioned during the course of this discussion, you can send us a mail at info@zoracom.com. You can also do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, and we are on Twitter. Thank you once again, and do have a wonderful day.